people, I have made the ultimate legend Seer list in Apex Legends Season 14, ranking all of the legends from worst to best. In this season Seer list, I've gone for 5 tiers. At the bottom is should be removed from Apex Legends. There's 1 or 2 legends that definitely should. The 4th tier is needs work. In the middle we have decent. Then we have strong, followed up by probably too good. And who better to start this tier list with than the freshly nerfed Valkyrie. Honestly, quite an interesting one to start off with, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put her in the strong tier. I'm not entirely sure that she's what she used to be now that she's been nerfed, but she is still strong. I think she's a useful tool, and you'll still see a lot of her in ALGS and probably high tier ranked as well, so I think she deserves to be at the top of the strong tier. Up next, we have Seer. Sorry about that, my speech got cancelled by his tactical. Next up we have Seer. Obviously Seer's going in probably too good. Only recently have I realised, playing a little bit of high tier ranked, that Seer is absolutely broken. The amount of utilities that Seer brings into a team is crazy, because obviously you've got the infinite wall hacks with his passive ability, his wall hack with his tactical, and his wall hack ultimate, so that's a lot of wall hacks. But aside from the scanning capabilities that Seer brings into the team, he can also cancel abilities, revives, and heals, which I think is probably a little bit too much. You know, it's not like we already have a legend in the game that's whole tactical ability is literally to cancel abilities. And talking of that legend, I don't really want to call him a legend because they're more of a demon. We have Revenant. Yeah, straight into should be removed from Apex. And then we have Rampart, and Rampart's a really weird one because not many people play Rampart well, but when you do find a very rare case when someone is playing Rampart to the top of her capabilities, I think she's actually a really decent legend. I can't put her in strong. I just can't bring myself to put her there, but she's probably towards the top of decent for me. I think people probably just need to put in a bit more time with her to really see the max potential she has. But someone I'm more than happy to put in strong is definitely Pathfinder. I think he belongs there. His range of movement is just absolutely incredible, even if his passive is absolutely whack. Respawn, where is this man's passive? I'm looking everywhere. I can't see one. And then I think Octane's just got to bounce on in here with him. He's just the epitome of fun in Apex Legends, Octane. I think if you're looking to have a fun time, if you hop on Octane, you can't really go wrong. Up next is Mirage, and that's a really weird one for me because Mirage has got added utility this season with it being a Seer meta and his decoys being picked up by Seer ults. I think that really does add a lot for him because he needs it. We all know he needs it, but I don't know. I don't feel like I can put him in decent just yet because I feel like when Seer is nerfed, that utility will be less important. I also just think Mirage's tactical is really, really weak. I just think one decoy is really not that influential in a fight. I know he gets it really fast, but it's still pretty meaningless. But you can definitely make Mirage work, so I'm kind of torn between decent and needs work. I'm gonna put him in needs work. It's very close. It's very close. Let me know in the comment section down below where you would put Mirage because I think he's in that tricky spot between needs work and kind of decent. And that's followed up by another tough decision in Loba. And I'm gonna try and talk about her without mentioning the booty this time. So I'm definitely not thinking about it whenever I speak about her. I think choosing where to put Loba will be a big decision for me because she's an all-round decent legend. I really enjoyed playing her. She is on the backside of those bugs we had with her bracelet, but I think that if anyone has the cheek to bring those up now, then oh god, I need to stop. I am really torn though with Loba because I don't think she really competes utility-wise with half of the legends in the strong category. I think if she could pick up banners out of her ultimate, then absolutely she'd be there. But I'm not sure I can put her there right now, but she's like top end decent for me. I want to put her in strong, but I think if I'm being objective, I probably can't. Now, most of you are probably gonna scream at me for this, but I'm not gonna put Lifeline in the needs work category. I actually think Lifeline is decent, and the reason behind this is that I know secret Lifeline tech that makes her absolutely viable at the highest level of ranked. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy when I tell you about this, but you are gonna have to wait for my next YouTube short, so keep an eye out for that. Trust me when I say this is absolutely crazy, and you are not gonna want to miss it, so consider subscribing to make sure that you don't. And then there's Horizon. You probably hear it in my voice. I'm a bit tired of fighting Horizons. They're quite good, aren't they? Yeah, definitely definitely probably too good, if you ask me. People love to talk about Horizon's ultimate being a problem, but for me, all of her power is in her tactical, and no one talks about that. It's just so hard to hit people in that tactical. And next up we have Gibraltar, which is a really interesting one to talk about, because you all know that I usually put Gibraltar in the S tier for my tier lists, but this time he's not. He's not going in the S tier, he's going in the strong tier. I still think he is a really viable and good choice of a legend, but with the current meta being a Seer meta, meaning that people can cancel his bubble revives, and the fact that Mad Maggie's ultimate can now destroy bubbles, I think that's enough just to bring him down slightly. If it wasn't a Seer meta, then he probably would still be at the top, but playing Gibby right now is not the best look. Not much needs to be said about Wraith, who goes straight into the strong tier, and she's closely followed up by Fuse, and in my opinion, I think Fuse needs work. I know a lot of people think he's in a decent spot, but for me, that ultimate is too easily counterable by movement abilities, and I'd love to see it changed so that it's not just so easily bypassed. I'd love to see Fuse get a bit of love in that respect. Bangalore, Caustic, and Bloodhound all go in the strong category for me. Caustic luckily has been toned down, but definitely still has his utilities. Bangalore, again, just the most balanced legend, neither too good nor bad. And with Seer being the supreme scanning legend, I can't put Bloodhound any higher than strong, and they are just a really all-round decent strong legend. And then we have Ash, who doesn't get a lot of mentions these days. I don't think a lot of people rant and rave about her because she is, let's face it, a bit boring. I think her abilities are okay, and for that reason I'm going to put her in decent, but I'm actually teetering on the side of putting her in needs work, because that tactical for me is really, really underwhelming. The passive is nice, but I wouldn't say it's a huge, great utility for the team. It's just nice to know where people are fighting. And the ultimate is probably her best tool, but I don't think it's enough to really put her in the strong category. I just think she's just mid. I think she's a very mid legend. Ash is also going to be joined in the decent tier by 3 more legends, and they're going to be Watson, Maggie, and Crypto. Crypto is one that I really did think about putting in strong, because I think a good Crypto offers a lot for a team, but I think for the casual player, he's quite hard to get used to as well. I think he's a difficult one. I think in the right hands, he's definitely a strong legend, as all legends are, to be fair. I think in the right hands, anyone could be made good, and in this current state of Apex Legends, every legend is viable. But I find Watson's abilities to be also a little bit lackluster. I mean, in the right hands, in high tier rank, again, she is really good, but I think just for the vast majority of players, she's quite hard to get used to. And for that reason, you're not seeing a lot of good Watson plays in pub lobbies or lower tier ranks. But when it comes to Maggie, I feel like this is probably one that I've gotten wrong. I think she could probably be argued to be put in strong. I can see that point now, but I think I'm going to stick to my guns here. I just think in comparison to some of the strong legends, she just doesn't quite fit the bill. It is super, super close. I really would be interested to hear what you guys have to say about this one in the comments. Newcastle for me goes straight into the strong tier. I think what he has now with his buffs is a really solid kit, and a good Newcastle on your team is going to offer a lot of stability to you. And last but not least, I have Vantage. And for Vantage, I wish there was an extra tier in between decent and strong. I don't think she's strong. I don't think she's really like alongside those legends that are in the strong tier, but she's also probably a bit better than decent. The tactical, I think, could be better. I don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's that much to shout about. I wouldn't be looking forward to use it like I do with Pathfinder's Grapple or Octane's Stim. It doesn't have the same effect as those, but the amount of damage output you can do with that ultimate is absolutely crazy, and the information you can get from the passive is really useful. So I'm going to put her in the decent tier, but I definitely see an argument for strong, and maybe this is one that you guys think I got wrong as well. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.